Welcome back to Sportsline, everybody, right here on News Channel 5 Plus. Should mention we are also broadcasting our Facebook Live right now on our News Channel 5 Plus Facebook page. So check that out at your leisure. Good to see everybody on Facebook. Hope everybody's having a great night. We are continuing to talk about a couple of topics here on Sportsline. Of course, first among them, the Tennessee coaching search. As Jeff Brom apparently has said thanks, but no thanks to UT. He's going to stay at Purdue. Mike Gundy last night announced he's staying at Oklahoma State, so still a number of candidates possibly out there for the Vols, but no announcement yet, and we're still waiting to hear. Waiting for the smoke to appear, the smoke cloud to appear east of here in Knoxville to see who the next head coach of the Vols will be. Let's go back to the phones and check in with Brian on line 2. Brian, welcome to the show.
Here, the smoke cloud to appear.
Brian, you there? Brian. Brian's gone. All right. Well, we tried. We like getting phone calls in here, folks. 737-7767. Want to hear from you. Want to hear from the Vols fans. Want to hear from Titans fans, SEC fans, college football fans. What are your thoughts on the college football playoff? You know, if Wisconsin loses, and we were talking about this with Coach Doug Matthews last segment, you know, again, they're the only undefeated Power 5 team left in the country. Everybody else has at least one loss. They're undefeated, but their resume, not great according to the committee. They're sitting there at 4 right now, but it looks like they had better take care of business and beat Ohio State in the Big Ten championship game, or they're going to get bounced, and that could open the door for either Ohio State or Alabama possibly. So we'll get into that a little bit more later in the show. Right now, that's on Saturday. We shift gears to Sunday. Big game for the Titans at home against the Houston Texans as they look to get to 8-4 and at least stay on top of the AFC South Division. They're technically tied record-wise with the Jacksonville Jaguars, but Titans own the tiebreaker. They beat Jacksonville earlier this year in Jayville, so they own the tiebreaker right now. So technically right now it's the Titans that are in first place. Love to hear from Titans fans tonight. What do you think of your team? Are you satisfied with where they are right now? Do you think this team could be a little bit better? Keep in mind, 2014, 2015 were some lean years. They've had they put together 16 wins the last 2 seasons, and this season obviously is not over with yet. So I want to hear from Vols fans and Titans fans. Right now we're going to hear from Tony on line 1. Tony, what's up?
Good. How you doing? Thanks for taking the call.
Thanks for calling.
Okay. I can't understand how they scratched off Les Miles, and then I don't understand how they scratched off Les Miles at all. And the only one I see is really available is the ex-Mississippi coach or Brett Layman.
Well, let me ask you this. Why would you want Les Miles in his antiquated offense?
Well, Les Miles is a whiz, is an old whiz. He know how to build a team up and bring that excitement to every ball game he plays.
His offense is terrible.
And he's awesome when it comes to offense. Now, defense,
his offense is.
Right,
I got to disagree with you, Tony. Hang on, Tony. I got to disagree with you there. That offense. Did you see the offense the last couple of years at LSU? I mean, they could barely score 13 points a game. It was brutal. I mean, Leonard Fournette took a beating his last couple of years. No wonder he's always hurt all the time for the Jaguars. That offense is antiquated. I mean, yeah, maybe Les Miles if you insist that he bring in a young, innovative offensive coordinator, but I don't know if Les is going to concede that at this stage of his career. I just don't see Les Miles being a good fit.
Well, I think him or Brett Layman will be a good one, and that's for them Titans. Them Titans seem like to me if somebody is really playing with the numbers when it comes to offense, and it's really look like they're doing another Pete Rose because they can score more points. They always keep the same point spreads the newspaper got on Sundays. So
you're saying the fix is in, Tony, that they're shaving points? Is that what you're saying?
I keep saying that every week when the other guys doing that. I keep telling people, and they're starting the show.
All right. Thanks for the call, Tony. Titans are not shaving points, folks. Okay, so let's. Offense is a little inconsistent right now, but looks like the running game's starting to come And if Mariota can throw to the right colored jersey, I think this team will be okay. Defense played extremely well last week, 8 sacks. Steve Layman will have much more on that, by the way, tonight at 10 on News Channel 5 Sports a little bit later on. Back to the phones. Jay, I need a hero. You don't think these games are fixed, do you? Hopefully.
Oh, not at all, not at all. Hey, John, first of all, happy holidays to you.
You too, man. Best to you and your family. Did you have a nice Thanksgiving?
Yes, sir. I ate too much.
Yeah, so did I. I was burning it off in the gym today. It was brutal.
I'm just gonna wait till January 2nd, and I'll start my diet then. I really think Kevin Sumlin would be a good pick. I think he's a really good coach and a good recruiter, and they expected a lot out of Texas A&M, but I think he would do a good job at Tennessee, and I just wonder what your thoughts were. Thanks.
Yeah, it's funny, and you bring up a good point about the expectations for Kevin Sumlin at Texas A&M. A few years ago, they went into Alabama with Johnny Football, and they beat the Crimson Tide in Tuscaloosa. And ever since then, the expectations skyrocketed. They got off to a great start last year, had that incredible overtime win over Tennessee, who was cruising at the time. And I think those expectations were a little bit unrealistic. Kevin Sumlin, in my opinion, would not be a bad choice. But if you make that hire, both he and John Currie, I believe, need to come out and be forthright at the beginning and say, hey, listen, ball fans, give us some time to build this. We need time to build. It's going to take a little bit to get this thing up and running. Someone's got to be able to recruit. They got to be able to find, build a staff, figure out who his defensive coordinator is, his offensive coordinator, that kind of thing. Now, I'm not saying lower the expectations. I'm saying temper the expectations. Because Vols fans, I get it. You want to win now. You want to beat Alabama now. You want that SEC title now. It's going to have to build for that. This program took a hit the last couple of years under Butch Jones. So, Sumlin, not a bad choice, but I think there are better choices out there currently. We're going to take a break, come back, and talk more Titans and more Vols. Your phone calls welcome. And again, hello to everybody watching us on the Facebook Live portion on News Channel 5 Plus. And we're back with more after this.